Right now in Switzerland, Vice President J.D. Vance taking center stage and facing his biggest test yet as he prepares to lead the second round of talks between the U.S. and Iran. While negotiators signaled progress in reaching a roadmap to a final deal within 60 days, Iran's parliament leader this morning warning President Trump the Strait of Hormuz is, quote, not your personal casino. This after the president threatened Iran won't have a country if they keep closing that waterway. He also warned of new attacks if Iran doesn't stop funding terror proxies in Lebanon. For more, let me bring in Dr. Ramesh Sepehrrad, Advisory Board Chair for the Organization of Iranian American Communities. Doctor, welcome back to the show, and thank you for your time, ma'am.
It's good to be back. Thanks for having me.
Of course. Really appreciate it. Let me just start with some sound, because Vice President J.D. Vance taking a bit of what seemed to be a victory lap during talks over the weekend.
The opening of the Strait of Hormuz, the ending of the Iranian nuclear program, all of these things have already been accomplished. The question before us now is how much more can we accomplish together?
Yeah, Doctor, so just for starters, do you feel that those issues are as settled as the Vice President claims them to be?
I actually think that the missing link in this entire conversation is the Iranian people. Everyone is asking, what is Washington going to do? What is Tehran going to do? Even what is Israel going to do? The real question should be, what are the Iranian people already doing? And I'll give you an example. In Paris over this past weekend, thousands of Iranians came together. Despite the appeasement by the French government, despite the fact that they called for the ban of that rally, last-minute ban, people showed up. People showed up, and they echoed the voice of the Iranian people. And this is what Tehran fears. A regime that can't even tolerate and will panic over a gathering of thousands of Iranians in Paris that behaves this way. It is not a regime that can be relied on any agreement.
What is best case scenario outcome outside of regime change? What do the Iranian people want, and realistically, what are they expecting at the end of this 60-day window?
I would say the best case scenario is the Iranian regime change. This is what we have to get behind. This is the call that this movement for a free Iran has called for, a non-nuclear secular republic for decades now. Maryam Rajavi with her 10-point plan, ready for this moment to overthrow this regime. We have to lend our political support to her movement. We have to understand how we can provide moral support. They are not asking for continued war. They're asking for the end of appeasement. This is what we have to get behind, because only a democratic republic Iran will actually bring stability and peace to the region. And this is the message that Maryam Rajavi has had. Peace and democracy is only possible with the Iranian people and their organized resistance movement.
You know, you have Vance, who's still in Switzerland, obviously trying to progress diplomacy. Then you have President Trump this weekend telling Fox News that the U.S. could take over the Strait of Hormuz if we have to. He said that they would hit Iran very hard again if they needed to. What are the Iranian people making of that's very mixed messaging coming from within the same administration? What are people there on the ground and across the world making of that messaging?
I have to say, Marky, the Iranian people are clear-eyed. The Iranian resistance is very clear on their vision. We knew from day one this regime is not a reliable partner in talks, is not a reliable partner in peace. If this regime was reliable, they would have gotten along with the Iranian people from day one. And you should see it in their behavior, their lack of tolerance to even have a peaceful demonstration in Paris, and through appeasement policy, cajoling the French government to ban that 2 months plan into that rally last minute. So what I would say is that the people of Iran are going to finish this job, no matter who's on their side. They're going to show the history, the Western government, and mark the history with their movement for a free, non-nuclear, secular republic, Iran.
Doctor, the other thing I wanted to ask you about, Qatar and Pakistan say that this new roadmap will lead to a deal in 60 days. Are you confident that that's possible after talks? You know, the talks were almost completely derailed over the weekend. We woke up Friday morning and Vice President Vance wasn't even headed to Geneva. How confident are you in the final outcome here?
I am not confident, because what I see is a record of deception. What I see is a regime that has only played the talks in order to buy time. What I see is a regime that is not reliable, is a terrorist regime, is a despotic regime, is a regime that kills at home and execute dissidents. This is not a reliable partner that we should legitimize at the table with negotiation. The real player at the negotiation table should be the people of Iran and their organized resistance movement. The real player in this equation is the future of Iran that is led by Mariam Rajavi and her 10-point plan and the provisional government after the fall of this regime.
Lastly, before I let you go, and just speaking of the Iranian people, you know, we've heard from President Trump calling on Iranian people to rise up and, you know, and take over the regime eventually. Is that a plan that's in the works? Are Iranian people actually talking about what that needs to look like eventually?
Marky, Iranian people have had several nationwide uprisings under multiple administrations. Obviously, we welcome the political support by world leaders. But when I talk about change in Iran, we are talking about change from within. We just need to be ready for that moment. This is a test for the Western government to see when the Iranian people are in the streets, are we willing to close the door on this regime? Are we willing to end appeasement? And that is a turning point when it comes to the Western policy, and that's what we're advocating for. Stand with the Iranian people, stand for with their call for regime change and their call for a non-nuclear secular republic.
Dr. Ramesh Sepehrrad, I have to end it there, but we'll see what comes to fruition here out of Switzerland in the next 24, 48 hours. And I know you'll be watching closely too. Would love to have you back on soon.
We'll be back. Thank you so much.